Henry, Superflat, I wouldn't care to. Mrs. Slater, don't look so daft. Why not? Henry, it doesn't seem delicate somehow. Mrs. Slater, we could put that shabby old chest of drawers upstairs where the bureau is now. Elizabeth could have that unwelcome. I have always wanted to get rid of it. She pointed to the drawers. Henry, suppose they come when we are doing it. Mrs. Slater, I will fasten the front door. Get your coat off. Henry, we will change it. Mrs. Slater goes out to fasten the front door. Henry takes his coat off. Mrs. Slater reappears. Henry was shocked and said that he didn't care to do something like that. Like that means bringing the bureau downwards. Daft means silly or foolish. Mrs. Slater scolded Henry for being foolish. She asked him why shouldn't they bring that bureau downwards. Henry reasoned that the desk appeared to be not delicate. Okay, he wanted to bring that bureau not before they come. Okay, shabby means in poor condition because of the lack of use and care. She suggested that they should replace the desk with the chest of drawers which is their own. ఓకే, అంటే దాన్ని బ్యూరో స్థానంలో పెట్టేసి బ్యూరోని డౌన్ స్టేర్స్కి పెట్టాలని అనుకుంటుందన్నమాట. అది ఎలిజబెత్ తీసుకుంటుందని. ఎలిజబెత్ కెన్ టేక్ ఇట్ బికాస్ షీ థింక్స్ దట్ ఇట్ ఈజ్ ఫాదర్స్ బ్యూరో. ఓకే, షీ వాంటెడ్ టు గెట్ రిడ్ ఆఫ్ దట్ చెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ డ్రాయర్స్. దట్ మీన్స్ అది పాతది కాబట్టి దాన్ని వదిలించుకోవాలని అనుకుంటుంది. హెన్రీ వండర్డ్ వాట్ వుడ్ హ్యాపెన్ ఇఫ్ ద జోడాన్స్ అరైవ్ వెన్ దే ఆర్ షిఫ్టింగ్ ఫర్నిచర్ దట్ ఈస్ బ్యూరో. ఇట్ వుడ్ క్రియేట్ awkward situation. Mrs. Slater goes out to fasten the front door. Henry takes his coat off. Mrs. Slater reappears. Amelia said that she would close the front door of the house. Henry removed his coat. She returned back after closing the door. Mrs. Slater, I will run up and move the chairs out of the way. Victoria appears, dressed according to her mother's instructions. Victoria, what have you got your coat off for, father? Henry, mother and I are going to bring grandfather's bureau down here. Victoria, are you planning to pinch it? Henry, shocked. No, my child, grandpa gave it to your mother before he died. Victoria, this morning? Henry, yes. Victoria, he was drunk this morning. Mrs. Slater appears carrying a handsome clock under her arm. Mrs. Slater goes out to fasten the front door. Henry takes his coat off. Amelia said that she would close the front door of the house. Henry removed his coat. She returned back after closing the door. Okay, this is in the last paragraph. She said that she would run and remove the chairs out of the way. She would clear the way to bring the bureau downwards. Okay, Victoria appears with dress changed according to her mother's instructions and entered the room. Victoria asked why he removed the coat. He said that we are bringing grandfather's bureau downwards and so only I removed my coat. He said that. She asked if they are stealing it. Henry said that her grandfather gave that to her mother before he died. చనిపోయే ముందే ఇచ్చేశాడు, స్టీల్ చేయడం లేదు అని చెప్పాడనమాట. Victoria told that he drank that morning because he told that was given in the morning. Meanwhile, Mrs. Slater is bringing the clock. Okay. Mrs. Slater appears carrying a handsome clock under her arm. Mrs. Slater, I thought I would fetch this down as well. She puts in it on the mantelpiece. Our clocks work nothing, and this always appealed to me. Meanwhile, Mrs. Slater is bringing the clock. Victoria thought that the bureau was given without realizing what he was doing because he was in drunken mood. Okay. Amelia said that she thought to get that clock as well and placed it on the mantelpiece, saying that their clock was worthless and that she had always appreciated her father's clock. అందుకనే అది తీసుకోవాలని అనుకుంటున్నాను అని చెప్పింది. ఓకే. Victoria, that's grandpa's clock. Mrs. Slater, be quiet, it's ours now. Come, Henry, lift your end. Henry and Mrs. Slater, very hot and flushed, stagger in with a pretty old-fashioned bureau containing a locked desk. They put it where the chest of drawers was and straightened the ornaments, etc. There is a knock at the door. The knocking is repeated. Victoria ushers in Ben and Mrs. Jordan. The latter is a stout, complacent woman with an irritating air of being always right. She is wearing an outfit of new mourning. Ben is also in complete new mourning. He is rather a jolly little man, but at present trying to adapt himself to the regrettable occasion. Mrs. Jordan sails into the room and solemnly goes straight to Mrs. Slater and kisses her. The men shake hands. Well, Amelia, so he has gone at last. Victoria recognized that it is grandfather's clock. Lift your end means here they are bringing the bureau downwards, each at the ends of the bureau. Okay, and she is asking like that to lift the end, here to stand up. Okay. Amelia ordered her daughter to shut her mouth. Stagger means move unsteadily. They put the bureau in the place of chest of drawers. There was a knock at the door. It was repeated. Here is the explanation of the appearances of Elizabeth and Ben. Okay. Elizabeth said that at last her father was dead. Amelia replied, yes. Mrs. Slater, yes, he has gone. He was 72 a fortnight last Sunday. She sniffs back at ear. Ben chirpily, now Amelia, you must not give away. We have all got to die sometime or the other. Mrs. Jordan, and now perhaps you will tell us all about it. Mrs. Slater, father had been merry this morning. He went out soon after breakfast to pay his insurance. Ben, my word, it is a good thing he did. Mrs. Jordan, he always was thoughtful in that way. He was too honorable to have gone without paying his premium. Henry, and when I came in, I found him undressed sure enough and snug in bed. Mrs. Slater, and when we had finished dinner, I thought I would take up a bit of something on a tray. Amelia replied that yes, and added that he was 72 and 15 days for last Sunday. Wiping her tears, she said that. Ben spoke in chirpy voice to Amelia not to cry. We would die some day or the other. We have all got to die sometime or the other. Okay, he died peacefully, and so they should not cry for him. Mrs. Jordan asked, how did it happen? Mrs. Slater said that he was happy in the morning. He went to pay insurance premium after he took his breakfast also. Ben commented that he did a good thing. Jordan adds that he is like that She also praises him. Mrs. Slater said that after they finished the dinner, I went up with a tray, something to eat. Mrs. Slater, and when we had finished dinner, I thought I would take up a bit of something on a tray. He was lying there, for all the world, as if he was asleep. So I put the tray down on the bureau, correcting herself on the chest of drawers, and went to waken him. A pause. He was quite cold. A pause. They wiped their eyes and sniffed back tears. Mrs. Slater, rising briskly at length, in a business-like tone, well, will you go up and look at him now, or shall we have tea? Mrs. Slater said that after they finished the dinner, she went up with a tray to give him something to eat, but he fell asleep, and so she put that on the chest of drawers and went to wake him up. He was then quite cold. Wiping her tears, she told that. Amelia asked, should they go upstairs then or after tea? Today it is enough. Bye for now.